Hello, everybody, and welcome to Metro TV. I am your host, Andy Hoig. I'm also publisher and CEO of Metro Magazine. We have a great show today. We have folks from JDRF to talk about their upcoming walk, and we have three arts organizations, the Omaha Community Playhouse, Opera Omaha, and Jocelyn Art Museum to talk about upcoming events and their season. So stay tuned. Well, I'm so excited to have the folks from Opera Omaha joining us today. Roger Weitz, the general manager, and Jose Maldonado. Did I get it right?
That's correct.
Awesome. And you're you're with the Holland Community Opera Fellowship.
Correct.
So I want to welcome you both. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So let's just talk first about the Holland Community Opera Fellowship and what exactly is that? You're new. You're new to this. So tell us a little bit about. Fourth day? Okay. Yeah. Well, what brings you? How do we find you sitting here?
Well, when I started singing, I was fortunate to sing for schools, to sing for the community. I was raised in Los Angeles, and I was in a little community college, and my voice teacher wanted to provide experience on stage for us. And she always said, if you can get to the hearts of the kids, you can get to anybody. So I was fortunate to do school shows for 3 years before I transferred on to the university and then on to New York for my master's. And this is kind of like the reincarnation of how I started singing, to be able to serve the community using my voice, using everything I've learned to give back. Because I mean, as a singer, I'm just so fortunate. I think as artists, we're fortunate that there are people that believe in the art and that want us to learn and to give and present our talents. So this is a perfect opportunity to do so.
So how long is the fellowship? I mean, how long are you here? Exactly what does that mean?
So this is a 2-year fellowship.
Okay.
And it's 10 months, it's a season, first season. And so this is my first year.
Sure.
So this is the second year of the program.
Right.
So we're joining in the second year fellows. So now we're a mighty 4 instead of, there were 2 last year. And so it goes on for 10 months. We get the summers off. Maybe I'll go to Italy and sing, who knows. And and then we come back the next year for our second year. So it's 2 years.
Okay.
And it's jam-packed already I can see it's jam-packed. We have like two calendars and it's exciting.
Okay. Well, I mean, welcome to Omaha. I mean, a great
you.
Community, a great opera. We just are so blessed to have Opera Omaha. And we have Opera Outdoors coming up, which I love Opera Outdoors.
And Opera Outdoors is a great way to introduce the new fellows who are both, all 4 performing as principal artists on August 24. It begins at 6:45. There's a pre-show featuring actually a number of the community partners that we work with through the fellowship who are performing. And then the performance starts at 7:30. But join us at 5:30. The park opens. There's a kid zone. It's very family friendly.
Get a good seat.
Get a good seat. Blanket. Lay out your picnic. You know.
And again, it's at Midtown Crossing. And then there's a kids zone that opens at 6 o'clock. I mean, this is really so this is the 6th, because I remember back to the 1st.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of watched how this has grown and really made opera accessible to people in the community that might be a little afraid of it.
It's a great way to try it for the first time. Or if you're a seasoned lover, you're going to hear music that you recognize from TV and movies. It's wonderful music. It's about a 70-minute program, but it's casual attire.
Yes.
You're out in the park. You bring a picnic basket and a glass of wine. And so for people who may not want to dive in deep with a fully stage performance, this is an excellent way to hear beautiful music with extremely talented artists from both here, and we have some guests joining us from out of town too.
Okay. And then let's also talk a little bit, your season is kicking off here. Is the first performance in October?
Yes, October 19 and 21. We have Pagliacci,
Okay.
One of the great Verismo operas with one of the most famous tenor arias of all time.
Right. And that's the clown. It's the clown.
Exactly, tragic clown.
Yeah.
He's having to put on his makeup.
He's saying, "Laugh, clown, even though you're in pain." Oh, it's so. That's why it's called Verismo. It's just the realism of the opera. And actually, the beauty of Pagliacci is it has a prologue.
Right.
And prologue, Tonio the clown comes out and he tells the audience, ladies and gentlemen, you know, what you're about to see is not usually what you see. That we also breathe the same air you breathe. We feel the same love and the same pain. So
right.
I think it's great starting off the season with
yeah,
mariachi.
it's a great way to start the season off. So people who want to buy tickets, season tickets or individual tickets, can go to...
I'd say go to our website, operaomaha.org, because not only can you buy tickets, be connected to Ticket Omaha, but you can also read about the synopsis, so you know exactly what's going to happen. Well, I should mention that for everything in the Orpheum, we have a screen above the stage we call the super title screen, with the translation, so everyone will always know exactly what's going on in our opera performances. But on our website, operaomaha.org, you can read the synopsis, you can read about the performers who are coming, the bios, you can read some historical information, links to videos and clips and all sorts of information that would enhance your opera experience.
Absolutely. And then lastly, as we wrap up, Opera Outdoors is Friday, August 24th. Is there a cost, or can people just show up?
It's free.
Okay.
Free, open to the public.
Oh my gosh.
Come one, come all.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Roger, for being here, and welcome to Omaha, Jose.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show, and I hope to see you again soon, probably on Friday night the 24th.
Oh, yeah.
So I will be there.
Figaro will be in town.
All right. All right. Well, thank you both for being here, and we will be right back. Hello everyone, we have the JDRF walk coming up, and here with us today is Scott Mingus, Alicia Ray, and you're going to talk to us a little bit about the walk coming up. Scott, you're a board member, correct?
I am.
And both of you have kids with diabetes, with T1D. So because I'm not familiar with that, let's just first talk about what does that mean?
Well, type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease, and so the body has actually attacked the beta cells that produce insulin that make us all live.
Okay.
And so when you have type 1, your body requires you to do insulin injections every day, all day long. There's no time off. It's the only way that you can stay alive.
Okay, so it's pretty significant. I mean, that's just, it's a life changer. I mean, it's a game changer in your life. So, so son, daughter, how old are they?
My son is 14.
Oh, I'm sorry, son.
And the son.
Okay,
yeah.
and son. So, and so with this walk coming up, it raises not just awareness, but it also raises funds, because you have, you know, people with teams and they're raising money as well to help for a cure and also help for awareness. So let's talk a little bit about the One Walk. I've done it many years. I'm excited to do it this year again. Do you have teams?
I'm actually leading the board team. So
okay, so you're leading the board
team. Instead of my
team.
family team this year.
Okay. So where is the walk at this year?
It is at Lewis and Clark Landing.
Okay.
Down at the riverfront. So it's always a fun time because there's music and bands and activities for kids to do. And our first year going out, not knowing what was going on, we walked out and there were thousands of people in support of type 1 diabetes, and it was an amazing thing to see. So
yeah, and it's really, I mean, you're walking for loved ones. It's and it's also just a big celebration as well. So tell us, okay, so how you're personally affected. So again, you both have sons, and how does that just play a little bit into your life?
pretty much every moment.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, we can be woken up because of low blood sugar or high blood sugars. And just even now that my son has gone back to school, it's sending a text saying, "You doing okay?"
Yeah.
And that worry and concern about them being on their own and if they're taking care of things like they should be. And it was a diagnosis for him, but it was a diagnosis for our whole family, because it has changed the dynamic of how we go about every day. So.
And this is something that they're going to be it's going to be a part of their life for the most part. So, okay.
There is no cure.
Yeah.
And that's what we're working towards.
So what are some of the warning signs? You know, how did you know that this was happening?
It was really kind of ambiguous for us. We just knew that he was really sick, and we ended up going into the doctor, and I said, you know, let's do what testing we can, and it came back that his blood sugar was high. But there are things that we definitely missed, like frequent urination, hunger, thirst. He had lost a lot of weight, but it can come on very slowly, and at 11, I didn't notice a lot of those things that I maybe would have if he were a little younger. But
sure. And I think too, you're probably, I mean, you're with your children all day long. You're not necessarily starting to think, you know, is this a disease or is this or that? You're just thinking, okay, maybe they have a bug or there's just something going on. So going back to the walk, how are the funds? So the funds are raised through teams, and then where does the money go?
So the money, obviously our mission at JDRF is to cure, prevent, and treat. And so we're funding some of the next generation therapies like the beta cell replacement program to actually replace beta cells that have been killed by your body. We're doing things like smart insulin that will turn on and off based on your blood sugar. So that is where the funds are guided towards, is towards that research on therapies as well as the research towards a cure.
Okay. And so people, is there still time to sign up, to form a team, to be a part of a team?
Absolutely.
And so where can people go?
They can go to jdrf.org and look up the walk information, and it's the Omaha Council Bluffs chapter.
Okay.
So there's definitely still time, and any of us would love to have more people walking. Okay,
because again, I mean, I know there's a lot of people for this walk, but it is a celebration and everybody is down there. It's just a real feel good and honoring loved ones, supporting them, raising funds. And, you know, I hope I'm sure the weather will be perfect.
It is every year.
It is every year. Perfect. So again, jdrf.org /Omaha. I know you also have a Facebook page, so people can find that as well for the walk. Any other last words?
Come out and join the community. It's just a fantastic time, and it means so much to the families that are struggling with this disease, to see 5,000 plus people there with us today and tomorrow and finding a cure.
Right. So August 25th is a Saturday that morning, so come on out.
Please.
Yes.
And we'll be right back. Well, joining me now is Amy Rummel. She is with the Jocelyn Art Museum. Lots of fun exhibits going on, but there's a really great event coming up too, so thank you for joining me, Amy.
There is. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So, Glow in the Garden,
yes.
The 5th annual. So tell us a little bit about what this is.
Glow in the Garden is our premier masquerade event. This is our 5th year, and it's actually presented by our Young Art Patrons group at the museum. And it draws maybe about 500 people for the event.
Quite a bit.
I know. And it's held outdoors. And if you have not had the opportunity to be down at the museum for an evening event, you know, typically people are there during the day. We do have our, art classes and weddings and other things that happen at night. But being at the museum at night, it's a completely different experience. It's absolutely gorgeous. So the event's held out in the gardens. On the grand staircase, there's dancing, there's music, there's food, there's cash bar with a signature cocktail, and it's a lovely night.
So when is this?
This one is on Friday, September 28th.
Okay.
So we're coming up on it. It's about a month or so away. And, but you can purchase tickets now, and from 7:30 to 11 that night, and then there's an after party later in the Blackstone district. So you can read about that online as well.
So it's a big night for these young patrons who are typically, what's the age group? Because I know you need to be 21 to attend.
It's a 21 and over event, usually about 21 to 40-ish is what we like to say. It's a young professionals event, and I really love seeing what people wear.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
the art. I mean, the masks are amazing. You don't have to wear a mask, but it's strongly encouraged because it just adds to the event, and people are so creative, and they're beautiful.
For sure. I mean, I've seen pictures of it. We've covered it in the past, and like you said, some of the costumes, the masks are just, they are works of art, and they're beautiful.
Yes, yes.
And there's something just about putting a mask on where it's just, you almost create a different personality.
Exactly. It adds to the mystery of the event, and it's really fun. And a lot of times, at masks, they have an unveiling. We don't really have an official unveiling, but you can do that at any time through the night if you want to lift up or not. Exactly.
And then tickets, like you said, so they're $25 for the young arts patrons members, and they're $35 for the general public.
And that's in advance. And then if you come the night of the event, it's $40 at the door. And we have an ATM on site, so no worries there. But we strongly encourage reservations in advance.
Sure.
Save a little money, but also it helps us plan, so we certainly appreciate that.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some of the exhibitions coming up.
Yes.
So tell us what's now, what can we look forward to?
What's now is Treasures of British Art, and that's from the Denver Art Museum, and it's really incredible exhibition. It's about paintings from 1400 all the way up to 2000. So it presents a really unique, it's one of the top private collections of British art in America. It was collected by a couple, so it really reflects their tastes. William, I think is his name, and Bernadette Berger collected the works. So something really extraordinary to come check out, a little history, a walk through British painting. And this fall we have quilts coming from the Shelburne Museum, and I always say everybody has some sort of experience with a quilt. Something that was made for them or that they made, and these are some of the most extraordinary quilts you'll ever see, from the early 1800s all the way up to present day quilts. And so we're really looking forward to that.
So when does that open up?
That opens on October 6th.
Okay.
And also that same day we are opening an exhibition in collaboration with Union Pacific and the Union Pacific Railroad Museum called Race to Promontory. And it's a wonderful opportunity to see photographs of the building of the Transcontinental Railroad. And a real highlight for us is the 3 spikes that were presented to railroad officials on the day that the rails met. So the Golden Spike, the Silver Spike, and the Arizona Spike. They haven't been together in 150 years.
Oh my gosh, how interesting. That's going to be, that is a big deal. That is a big deal. And so people, let's talk about like subscriptions, or do you need to be a member to come out to Joslyn?
Not at all. We certainly greatly appreciate membership support, and we have a number of people who are members, and we love that. Your membership supports educational programming. It allows you free tickets to major exhibitions that are ticketed, and you get discounts on art classes and shopping and things like that. But for the most part, general admission at Joslyn is free to everyone, all the time.
Okay, all the time.
Yes.
And I think too, with the membership, you kind of just keep in the know. I mean, because you have like a newsletter, you're pushing out information through emails. You're just, you know what's coming up, and you don't have to go look for it. So
yeah, there is a quarterly members magazine, and there are member e-blasts that come out, keeps you on top of what's coming.
So tell me, where can people go to purchase a membership, and also for the event tickets?
Yes. Everything can be done at our website, www.joslyn.org. You can also find us on Facebook. The tickets for Glow you can get via our website if you go to the calendar and select September 28th, or you can also find YAP on Facebook at YAP Joslyn and purchase your tickets there.
Okay. Well, wonderful. I want to thank you for coming on the show. I know we'll be seeing you again soon. Just a lot of exciting things always going on at Joslyn.
Well, we appreciate your support, and we welcome everyone to come on down.
Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Well, joining me now is Kimberly Faith Hickman. She is the artistic director with the Omaha Community Playhouse. Welcome, Kimberly.
Thank you for having me.
You have an exciting season coming up again. I always love to kind of get the notice when you announce what you're going to be doing. So let's talk a little bit about this upcoming season.
Yeah, we're entering our 94th season.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, and it's a really exciting season, I think. I've been in my position, this is the start of my 3rd season in this role as artistic director, and a group of us work really hard to put our seasons together and make sure that we're trying to meet the different needs of the community, because we want our season to be as diverse as Omaha is. And so there's a lot of thought process that goes into the shows that we select, and a lot of roundtable discussions about the content and what purpose it serves and how it fits within our mission. And so we've worked really hard to come up with what we have for 94.
Okay, so what's kicking off the season?
So kicking off the season, opening tomorrow actually, is Fun Home, which is a Pulitzer Prize finalist and Tony Award winner for Best Musical a couple of years ago. It is this true story of a woman named Alison Bechtel. Alison is a graphic novelist, and this is the story of her life growing up to write the novel that she's best known for, which is called Fun Home. And Alison grew up in a funeral home. Her father ran a funeral home, and this is a relationship story about her relationship with her father. And it's a really cool musical, and the character of Alison is seen at 3 different stages of her life, as a child, in college, and as an adult. And adult Alison narrates this musical as she's drawing out the graphic novel that she's best known for. And it examines the relationship with her father and how she came to know him as she was writing this book, and knowing more about him as a person and less as her father. So it's really about learning that your parents are people, and then we're kicking off the main stage in September with Shrek the Musical.
Okay.
So, yeah, lots of fun, something really different, but 2 really great stories that serve different needs. And a lot of fun.
Because you have 2, so Fun Home. Fun Home is in the Howard Drew.
Yes.
And then Shrek the Musical kicks off on the main stage.
Correct.
Because you've got performances typically going in both.
Correct.
Throughout the year.
We use the Howard Drew Theater for stories that we feel like need more of an intimate setting.
For sure.
And then the main stage we're able to play to a larger audience, but also we're able to do more technical aspects and spectacle on the main stage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how many performances do you have this year between the 2 of them?
It depends. So our main stage shows run anywhere from 4 to 5 weeks, and our Howard Drew shows run anywhere from 4 to 5 weeks as well.
Okay.
So the musicals usually run about 5 weeks, plays 4 weeks.
And then, a big thing is to go buy a season subscription pass, because that gets you to all of them.
Correct.
And whatnot. So tell us a little bit, where can people go to actually see the whole lineup and to buy a subscription?
So the best place, I would say, is certainly our website, omahaplayhouse.com. That gives the breakdown of the season in the different spaces. Our season ticket offerings are really great. You can buy the whole thing for both theaters, or you can choose just the main stage if bigger, splashier spectacle is what you're drawn to, or you can choose just the Drew series if you want something that's a little more intimate. But you can also do a pick 3 subscription where you can mix and match.
Nice.
So there's a really good variety, I think, and flexibility, which is important, especially, everyone's so busy with jobs and families, and, having something that's the most flexible, I think is really important. We're able to offer that. And our website or the box office, we have a great box office staff that's very knowledgeable about our offerings, and a team of volunteers that work in the box office that are fantastic and very helpful. And those are the best places to go to learn more about those details.
Yeah, and it is really nice. Again, you can buy the whole season, all the performances, or you can mix and match. That makes it nice, but to also just get a little flavoring of the different things. And so I know you usually have a big opener, and you've got really great performances throughout the year. And of course, the Christmas Carol is big, and then Billy McWiggin, his
Yesterday and Today and Rock Twist
is big. And then what are you closing the season with?
So we're closing the season with 2 really very different types of shows. Ragtime will be closing our main stage season, which is a really big musical, turn of the century. It's about immigration in America. And the Playhouse did this about a decade ago, and it got a lot of positive response, but we felt like it was time to bring it back. And so there's been a lot of demand of when are you going to do Ragtime again? And so we thought this would be the year to do it. And then closing the Drew is a production called Men on Boats. And it is about a group of men traveling down the Colorado River. However, that group of men will be played all by women. So it's women. Yeah, women playing men. We have an alternative programming series that's free to the public, and it's just staged readings. And so we did an all-female reading of 1776, which is a historic musical. And we had standing room only at that alternative programming event. And so we thought, you know what, let's look and see what other all-female productions are out there. And this one we read, Men on Boats, and we thought it was really funny. You know, you don't think riding down the Colorado River is going to be hysterical, but it actually is. and that's going to be directed by Dr. Amy Lane, who's a Creighton University professor. And so we're closing with something really different on the main stage and in the Drew, but I'm really excited about that.
Well, that's great. So tickets, again, go to omahaplayhouse.com. You can buy a variety of different ways, however it suits your needs, or even the individual tickets. So again, I just want to thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Excited to have the season being kicked off.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and say too, while I'm here, in addition, when you buy a season ticket, you also get other perks. You get discounts to our Henry Fonda Theater Academy classes when we have special events. Sometimes you get the early bird access to those tickets or special discounts. So there are a lot of advantages that come with buying a season ticket other than even just the season ticket itself. Yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
And thank you. Well, thank you for joining us today. You can learn more about Metro Magazine and Metro TV at spiritofomaha.com and look for additional shows posted on YouTube. But thanks again and have a great day.